River Wowkwis Pictou is living in one of the many tents set up around Victoria Park in Halifax. This time last year, they were working 2 jobs and couch surfing, but still couldn't make ends meet.
I spent 2 months working full-time, crashing at my friend's house the 2 hours before one shift and then 2 hours after that shift before the next shift. So even working that much, the fact that I couldn't afford a place is really ridiculous, especially like when you think about that, like 2 full-time jobs and still not able to afford housing.
Wowkwis Pictou's struggle with PTSD and fibromyalgia add to the long list of daily stressors living in the park.
It's discouraging to not know how much longer you're going to be in a situation like this. I know for me personally, it's really discouraging because I wake up in the morning and I'm like, wow, this is rough with the chronic health issues to be out here. But it's also like in the back of my mind, I'm worried, well, how much longer am I going to be out here? How much more negative things are going to be happening before I get off the street? Is it going to be cold by the time I get somewhere to live? Even like the heat can be unbearable. Like it's all about surviving the day, honestly.
They say there's some important misconceptions about who's living in Victoria Park and the other encampments around the city.
I am in the middle of doing 2 different degrees. I know people who have degrees. I know people who have families. It's not all junkies like everyone automatically assumes. Because I know that's a big thing. People are like, oh, you're homeless. You must be on drugs. No, actually, I am very sober. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. Like, it's not my scene. Hasn't been my scene. Like, not something I'm into. The cost of housing and the cost of living is what's pushing most people out here. So if housing and like essentials weren't so expensive, it would probably be easier for people to have housing and for less people to be being pushed onto the streets.
In Halifax, I'm Cameron Dolliver for SaltWire.